What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Red Chill. Here for a special presentation. I'm your host, Root Boy Root. With me, the man with the plan, aka Shabzy. What's good, my man?
What's up?
We have gathered here today for a special occasion, a very, very special occasion, because we are here to finally, once and for now, break down the entire history of Kanye West, aka Ye's anti-Semitism. You gotta go down from when it started until now and just see what the fuck happened and just figure out why the fuck it happened. We're gonna go date by date, activity and event by event, see what the fuck happened, and just break it down, discuss it, and we'll just see what the fuck happened from October 4th or 3rd until right now, which is November 12th, 13th, anything like that. We will figure it out.
14th.
Here we go. Shabs, are you ready?
Yes.
So
I've
the
been
way-
waiting for this.
The way we're going to do this is basically Forbes broke it down for us, date by date, event by event, and we're going to go one by one, read it, react, discuss it. All right? Here
Let's
it is.
go.
Kanye West's anti-Semitic troubling behavior. Here's everything he said in recent weeks.
But before we go on, I really need to stop you there. You can't call him Kanye. You gotta call him by his real name, and that's Ye. You can't say AKA Ye, because it's now Ye. It's Ye, AKA Kanye.
Ye, the artist formerly known as Kanye West.
There you
Kanye-
go. Please get your facts straight.
Kanye Bartholomew West the third. Here
Damn,
we go.
Is that his real name? Did you make that up? How did you
Yeah.
know that at the top of your tongue, at the tip of your tongue?
Here we go.
All right, let's go.
October 3rd, 2022. West, Candace Owen, and at least one other model wear shirts with White Lives Matters written on them, and West's Yeezy fashion show in Paris. The Southern Poverty Law Center says the term is associated with a neo-Nazi group with that same name that was founded as a racist response to the civil rights movement Black Lives Matters. The description itself as dedicated they described itself as dedicated to promoting one of the white race and taking positive actions as united voice against issues facing our race. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So I tried to read that as well as I could. We did drink a little bit before. I ain't gonna lie.
Come on, man. You can't be tattling on us.
I mean, gotta keep it 100. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is the beginning. What do you think? West wearing White Lives Matters.
So before we get into that, I think we should like really quickly mention that we're two brown guys from India, so we're pretty much neutral on this. On like, we're not trying to take any sides. We just have opinions from a very far viewpoint, and we're literally right in the middle of the color spectrum. So you can't call us racist. I mean, I think we're not going to take any sides. We'll just literally mention on the little knowledge we have on the information and the little knowledge we have on, obviously, we're not going to get too much into religion and all that, because I don't know, maybe we will, but I think you should head into this conversation knowing those facts.
We're basically Switzerland at this point. We're gonna stay neutral. We're gonna
Yes.
come at this from open mind, from somebody who has nothing to do with religious or racial beliefs that are
Yes.
affected by whatever is about to happen.
And even more importantly, are you a Kanye fan? Because I don't really care that much about hip hop, and I'm not a Kanye fan in that sense. I don't really care about it. There are a lot of people who are like proper Kanye fans, and there are a lot of people who are Kanye haters. I'm very much like right in the middle of that as well.
I gotta say, I liked his music a while ago. recently I was kind of mid on it. Gotta say, I feel like he has a lot of influence and he has a lot of problems, and I think it's a volatile mixture, and it should be considered. That's all I'm gonna say.
There we go. All right.
But yeah, this was pretty crazy. I remember when I
Yes.
first saw this. White Lives Matters on the shirt, and we're like, hold, what the, okay, what are you trying to say here? Well, I think we'll find out pretty quickly. Why don't you take us to October 4th, the next day, Shabs?
Okay. Well, okay, all right. I'll keep my opinion on this for later because my opinion on why this is happening will just completely make all these things a moot point. So we'll go through the timeline first. Otherwise, yeah.
And when you have a thought, drop it.
No, I know, but it's more like for me, all of this. I always just my first always opinion on this is that it's just a guy looking for attention, and he's doing things that are out of the box and controversial because he just wants attention. It's we've gone through all types of people in our lives like that, and whether you're a teenager, whether you're a young adult, whether you're there's always that one person that always just wants to seem like he's out of the box, and they take conspiracy theories to like as a fact just because they want to believe it, because it makes them feel special, and it has nothing to do with the actual things that they're doing, which is why I think he was the guy who was making friends with Donald Trump, even though all black people were, or most black people were against Donald Trump. And I think he just does these things just out of, and because he is so talented and he has had so much success in his field, his narcissism has gone to another level where he's become delusional to the point where he not only wants to be known as a talented as a hip hop artist, but he also wants to be known as a super smart guy who's on top of everything. And you don't know what I know because I'm really smart and you're not. And I got to tell you that. And I'm going to go against the grain. So whatever you're doing, I'm not going to do that. If you're sitting, I'm going to stand. And I'm doing it. And then he's going to add some random reasons to why he's doing it. But it's mostly just like, he just wants people to ask him, hey, why are you standing when everyone's sitting?
The biggest
So
question
that's
in all of this, is it calculated or is it crazy? Is it,
it's neither.
then what is it?
It's just him trying to get attention, and every time he's just trying to. Well, it could be. Well, I don't want to say crazy, but I do think that there might be some mental health concerns. And I honestly mean this with all respect because I'm very sensitive to mental health, and I do think there is a lot of mental health concerns when it goes into this from a far standpoint, at least from my point of view, where I think he when someone like this has so many people validating his delusions, it can take you to another level.
Yeah.
Right, in that same manner, when there are people who are completely saying that you're completely off, that can take you to another level as well. What most people like him need is just like a counselor to sit down and talk to with and discuss. And they may have mental health issues. They may have bipolar disorder. They may have an extreme level of OCD. I don't know that much about mental health, but I know like a very surface level knowledge of these things. And I've dealt with people who've had these things, and their behaviors are very similar to all that. The only difference is that I can't even imagine. I mean, if 5 people tell me that I'm right about something, it makes me feel so special. It makes me feel like, wow, I'm pretty smart. Imagine having millions of people who are just like, dude, you're king. You're the next incarnation of Jesus. You're Jesus. And you're making billions. You're a billionaire. And you are actually talented in your field, whatever your opinion may be. He has shown to have success in his field. So it, I would like to take this into another field as well where someone else has been, but we'll go. I'll talk about that a little later. I think I've rambled on too much. Yeah.
But I think you're right. He's definitely surrounded by enablers. That's a discussion that's been going around for a while. And my concern out of all of it has been that he is very influential, where the Church of VA existed before he became even very Christian and started his own type of church movement. And then he had a school, and there's people who are diehard fans who will do like anything to support him, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's where it just like, I hope somebody's keeping an eye on it, and it's not just enabling him in terms of if he does have an issue with bipolarism and needs help in that regard. Just hope that somebody is keeping an eye on him, making sure that he's okay. In the end,
Yes.
that's the most important thing, I feel like.
I mean, we've seen him
Yeah.
have a quote unquote breakdown in one of his concerts, and then he got sent to a facility and he came back with blonde hair, and you can make what you want out of that. But as a person who used to be super duper into conspiracy theories, and I used to really believe it as a fact, but then I was lucky enough to come out of the other end of it at some point in my life where I realized that these are fascinating topics and there may be some truth to it. I don't know. But the documentaries and the stuff that I have seen don't prove it even to a little extent. And I think there are a lot of people that want to believe these things because I think this is just my opinion on it, where I think life becomes so boring and mundane and you feel so insignificant, where you just think that when you have these kind of comic book storylines in like, oh, there's these secret societies that might be ruling over the world, and it's like the earth is actually flat, guys. You guys don't know. And again, I'm not disputing any of that. I'm just saying most people, in my opinion, believe these things just because they want to. And I think what happens is that when you have people that are this successful who also believe in that, they become more of their supporters because they have now someone who's credible enough to say like, oh, see, Kanye believes in it. It's the same thing with Scientology, where it's like when you have celebrities that are endorsing it, it almost makes it feel a lot more realer of a religion than a cult.
But let's keep going. Let's see what else he
Let's do
said
it.
and what else
You
happened.
told me. I warned you. Let's do it. All right, October 4th. After criticizing LVMH CEO, my goodness, that's a lot of alphabets in one go.
LVMH.
No, LVMH CEO. That's a lot of capitalized. Bernard Arnault at West's fashion show. Wait, after criticizing LVMH, Bernard. Oh, okay. The rapper baselessly claims on Instagram that Arnold. I keep
Kill
saying
my best
Arnold.
friend.
Okay, my best friend. Seemingly alluding to designer Virgil Abloh, who died of. Oh my goodness. And later claims
Who died of cancer.
LVMH. Yeah, I can't even, like, what the hell? My God. It's starting to turn me off against Kanye even more and more. What the fuck, dude? What if
Just wait.
I haven't read this, guys. Root has read this, and I'm reading this for the first time, so that's why my reactions are live. Virgil Abloh. Oh yeah, we read that. And later claims LVMH's elitism and racism affected Abloh's health. West is criticized by streetwear brand Supreme's creative director Tremaine Emery for using Abloh's death for his own advantage. Whew. That's just October 4th? What the fuck?
That's just the next day.
We've got a whole month of this? Dude, what the hell did you get me into?
Right? People are like, what the fuck are you doing wearing White Lives Matters? He's like, forget about that. They killed Virgil. All right. Let's go. 2 days later, October 6th, right?
Keep going.
After West
Right.
publicly complained about his contract with Adidas to make Yeezy products, Adidas says it is putting its long-standing relationship with West under review. And in response, West writes on Instagram, "Fuck Adidas. I am Adidas. Adidas raped and stole my designs. Yeah. What do you think?
Dude,
What
he texts like a fucking 12-year-old. That's the funniest thing.
have you been
Like,
following
not
him
not
on
even what
Instagram?
he's. No, I don't. That's why this is so
His
hilarious for
Instagram is
me.
hilarious. He posts like personal DMs with people, and it's all incriminating shit. And he'll post it, and it'll be there for like a day or two, and then delete it, and then he'll post some other, and it's all just screenshots from his phones too. Like it's not like
So that's
thought
my
out.
thing. He's just a dumb guy who's just super talented, but he wants to be super smart, and he's now in over his head, and he's just like a dumb, super narcissistic, delusional person who may or may not have some mental health problems that he may want to talk to an actual doctor about. That
Dumb.
last part, I would if I would empathize with him, but all the other stuff, I would just call him pretty dumb. He just comes across as like a dumb dude who's just super famous, and now he every dumb guy, we know dumb people like that, but most dumb people get shrugged off because they're not Kanye West.
Dumb or crazy? That's my question.
I think
Well,
a little bit of both.
so here the big thing was like, I mean, I feel like Adidas did the right thing here. Where
You think so?
I think so. He's supporting White Lives Matter, which is known as a neo-Nazi group. All right. So
Right.
and to be honest, they're putting it under review, and his reaction is, "You literally raped my products." Where like the funniest thing is, just recently Adidas came out and they said they have all the rights and copyright and everything for every design they've ever done under the name of
Oh
Yeezy.
my god.
Kanye has no rights to any of that shit. So next year, Adidas is going to release new Yeezy shoes with new colorways, and Kanye is not going to get any money from it. The head of Adidas just came out saying like, yeah, he has no right to anything, and we're going to continue making money of it. Don't worry about that. So I feel like maybe going on Instagram and writing that, maybe not the best idea. But who am I to say that?
Right.
I don't have $1 billion that they're about to take away from me within a few days.
And here's the one thing that I always try to be as objective and as possible, is that we don't know for sure if he's not right. What if he's right about all these things, right? Where whatever he's saying, he's right about doing the things that he's doing, and whatever the case is. And it's like, I don't know.
I'm like scared to even get into it. Like, what do you even mean? Like,
I don't
that's
know.
like a Kanye apologist mentality where it's like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well,
Like we in these, what is it, 3 days, and what he did. What do you mean? He's right that they killed Virgil. He's right about White Lives Matters, and he's right that Adidas raped and stole his designs.
yeah, maybe he's right about the bigger picture, not about the tiny details, but like whatever his point is. I don't know what his point is. I don't know. All right, October 5th or 6th. Are we at 6? Yeah, okay. In an interview with Fox News' Tucker Carlson, West wears an ultrasound photo around his neck to demonstrate his pro-life views and baselessly claims. I like that they keep putting baselessly claims. They clearly have picked a side.
Exactly.
And baselessly claims there's more black babies being aborted than born in New York City at this point. 50% of black death in America is abortion, and then brings up singer Lizzo when saying being overweight is genocide of the black race. All right, so I mean,
What the
How is
fuck?
this October 6th? How is this still October 6th?
Right,
Like,
it's the same
I don't
day.
what
It's the same
what's gonna
fucking
happen
day.
in November. I don't know what's gonna happen in November. This show is going way too fast. How are they gonna keep this up on a 12 episode arc?
Dude, they had to say baseless because you brought so many numbers in that all make zero
My God.
sense. Holy
My
fuck.
God.
Genocide of the black race. Saying Lizzo in her overweightness. Oh my God. Like, what the fuck? Okay, try to excuse that one. Point taken.
I just need a second just to like think. I'm like I actually just zoned out for a second while you were talking. I was just like staring at my curtain. Like, what did he say after what did he do? And he might be having an episode, dude. Like, I know, like, again, I know of people who have had episodes where in that moment they just start doing things that look insane to other people. But in this case, I can't decipher because he's been doing this for so long. I mean, Obama called him a jackass publicly while he was the president. So I don't know, man. I think Obama was like, dude, I don't want black people associated with this. Like, what the fuck? We tried so hard, and now this dude is going to topple everything over just because he has popular songs and now has a popular fashion line where I don't know, man. I don't know what to think. Wow, I'm so glad you said we should get lit before this because I wouldn't have been able to handle all this like on a
He's the new Flavor Flav, setting black people back generations.
I dude, it's not just that. I think this goes beyond just like African Americans. It's more like he's just taking humanity to not even backwards, but like just in a dangerous direction that we've never been before. Where we're like, yo, let's not go there. That clearly looks dangerous. That looks like a fucked up road. And like, no. I'm taking everyone here. I'm taking 40 million people here.
The anti-Semitism hasn't even started. We'll get to it, but that is the biggest issue. Where like that's becoming part of the zeitgeist. Where whatever you said, it's already happening around America, where people are getting anti-Semitic and pushing that message across just because it's now the cool thing to do or the meme thing to do. But yeah, we'll get to it.
And that's where I'll get into the other popular person who has supported those views as well.
Why don't you go to the next event? October 7th, the next day.
October 7th. Let's do it. I can't believe this is day after day. My God.
Right? He's on a mission.
It's hard for me to do just the same shit, just like take a shower day after day. And dude, it's just like, does he sleep in the middle? What's going on? When does he like eat shit? When does he shower? In between doing all this? Wow. Okay. October 7th. West is restricted on Instagram for violating the app's policies after he posts a screenshot of a text conversation he had with Sean Diddy Combs, P. Diddy, in which he said he was going to use Combs as an example to show the Jewish people that told you to call me that no one can threaten or influence me, which the American Jewish Committee says invokes tropes like greed and control about Jewish people.
Here it starts. So that's why I was talking about what he does on Instagram, where he just like posts fucking messages, personal messages between him and people, just to let them know that like, no, that he's crazy like that all the time. It's not just on social media.
Imagine like getting those texts from your boys.
Then he's sitting there with his 20 kids and he's just like, what the fuck? Oh, man. I don't even know what to say. Like, he probably didn't even say anything in reply. In return. He's
he
like,
probably he leaves it on red.
He's just like, yo, the next message is just like, why'd you drag me into this?
I'm not trying to get canceled from Adidas, dude. I like making money. Oh my God, man.
But yeah,
What
why
the
don't we
hell?
jump 2 days later to October 9th?
Okay, October 9th. On Twitter, West claims he's going to go DEFCON, oh my God, 3 on Jewish people. An apparent misspelling of DEFCON, and says it was not anti-Semitic for him to say so because black people are also Jew also are actually Jew also. His account is promptly locked by social. Wow, it's not just like banned; it's locked by social media platform. Elon
Because
Musk
that was
locked
before
it.
Elon, but like that was my
Oh,
point
okay.
because when he says some shit like that, it has a meaning, like it means a lot. There's a lot of people following this man, and he's saying he's getting DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. It's hilarious that he misspelled DEFCON.
So
It's like the little
I'll tell you this one
cherry
thing.
on top.
I've heard you do a chef's kiss. Oh. But no, so let me tell you this, okay? So this is where I started reading more about, not reading, but like I've heard other people talk about it. So there's a basketball player, and his name is Kyrie Irving, and most people would know him, but since Root doesn't know sports, I'm explaining to him. Kyrie Irving, he's a great basketball player, and he's affectionately known as Kanye Irving of the NBA because he's been known to get into controversies himself, where he was an anti-vaxxer, and like he wasn't, and he made sure that he told people that he's not an anti-vaxxer, but he just refused to take the vaccine, and that made him ineligible to play for half the games because New York had a mandate where if you weren't vaccinated, you couldn't be in you couldn't be in a workplace, and even before that, he's done a bunch of things, but here. So this, even though he did this on October 27th, he just posted a link on his Twitter without saying anything to a movie called Hebrews to Negroes, which is an adaptation of a book, I think, by the same names. And I haven't seen the movie or read the book. I'm only going by what I've heard people say. So maybe the facts are incorrect, but the movie and the book heavily implies that there's a lot of anti-Semitic stuff in it. There is what's the word? Fabricated Hitler quotes, and it also suggests that that a lot of Jewish people worship Lucifer, and that black people were the original Jews, and then white people or Europeans, I think, took that from him, and there's a bunch of stuff. So he posted that right on the heels of all this, and a lot of people are assuming, because then when he was asked questions about it, he could not answer a straight question. And when he was straight asked, "Are you anti-Semitic?" his response was, "How can I be? I cannot be anti-Semitic when I know where I come from." Because he didn't say yes or no, and he refused to apologize for it, he got a suspension for 5 days, and then he apologized for it. And Phil Knight, Phil Knight, right? Yeah, I almost said Phil Swift, who's the flex tape guy. Phil Knight, one of the guys for Nike, they canceled his shoe line, and he has one of the most popular Nike basketball shoes after like Air Jordan and all that. So what were we talking about before? I totally forgot. I don't like. Oh yeah. So I've heard. Yeah. So I've heard sports people talk about the Kyrie situation, and they bring up Kanye in that, and they were talking about that. So I read a bunch of comments when they mentioned the DeathCon thing, and a lot of people. There were a lot of supporters. Almost all the comments are supporting Kyrie, and almost all the comments when mentioned Kanye are supporting Kanye. And one of the things they said was like, when he said DeathCon, he meant like it was the DeathCon for Jewish people in terms of like the original Jewish people, that is black people. Because that's the thing that they're trying to say, is that black people were the original Jews, and Europeans took that from them. So when he says DeathCon 3, that's what I'm just saying what the comments and what a lot of people are interpreting, and how why I say he's dumb is that him and Kyrie are the exact same person, where they're super talented in their field, but they want to be smarter than everybody else. And they want to have this perception of like, I'm not just a dumb musician or I'm not just a dumb basketball player. I know way more than you. So when they post these things, they don't know, when people ask them actual intellectual questions or knowledgeable questions, they don't know how to respond to it. So they just grasp at any kind of reasoning and attach it to it. So a lot of people who are just blind supporters have all these kind of crazy reasons for it.
But it says he is going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Why is he going DEFCON 3 on black people? It's the same way. Why is he supporting White Lives Matter? Where there, I don't know if it's on this list, but there was at one point where he basically said the most, like under, what was it? The most suppressed people in the world right now are a single white male. Like they're the ones that they don't have a platform, that they don't get to say anything, because the second you say anything about race or culture, it's seen as racist. So because of that, they're being shut down. He said that while he was on several single white male celebrities that have a huge platform, because that's why Kanye is on their fucking talk show. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like, why? And like, people try to explain it, but no matter what you say, it's the things that he does. I feel like I haven't heard an explanation that makes sense so far, besides him being crazy
and dumb and narcissistic.
Let's go for October 10th.
Let's go.
While his accounts elsewhere are blocked, West posts a documentary to YouTube which contains footage of his displaying a porn movie to Adidas executives.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? What does it?
What the hell,
does that
dude?
sentence even mean?
What did you just read?
I'm so like tempted to click that fucking link. What?
Yeah, I know. I want to see the reactions of. Why was that even there? What's the context?
He posts a documentary on YouTube which contains footage of him displaying porn movies to Adidas executives. Like, what the fuck?
Yo! Check this out.
I know you're reviewing my case, but I have this fucking Avengers.
What do you think?
You know, this Avengers parody porn is going to change your mind.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, what porn movie do you think it would? Was it like a homemade sex tape? Was it like a Bang Bus, or?
It was the Infinity Hole.
I'm actually way more curious about what porn did he even more so than why, but what porn did he show? I think that would give us insight into why.
It's probably Ray J's OnlyFans competitor. I don't know if you've ever heard about that.
That could be it, dude.
He got so famous on, was it Ray J? Oh, yeah. No, it was Ray J, right? He got so famous on OnlyFans that like he started his own app.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
No, I think Ray J was the Raycons guy.
Yeah, Raycon. That I've seen him from that.
But it was somebody like Ray J. Fuck.
It could be Ray J.
It could be. It could still be him. But
Soulja Boy, maybe?
Nah, Soulja Boy is doing those shitty ass Chinese gaming systems.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
No, but there was one of them who it was Tiger or someone like that, who was like he started an OnlyFans where he was getting it on with some ladies, and he got so popular that he started his own fucking OnlyFans channel. Anyways, back to Kanye.
Okay.
Yeah. Just the next day, October 11th. Shabs, what happened?
Oh, I like how you took the smaller paragraphs and left me with the giant ones. All right. October 11th. Vice's Motherboard leaks footage from West's interview with Carlson that was edited out of the broadcast, including him saying the term Jew, refers to the 12 lost tribes of Judah, who the people known as the race black really are. There you go. A belief that the Anti-Defamation League says stems from the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. He also falsely says Planned Parenthood was founded to control the Jew population. Planned Parenthood founder Margaret Sanger did believe in eugenics and the racist and albeit idea of selective breeding, which the organization now denounces. Mike, what?
What?
What is going on, dude? What the hell?
It's going deep. It's been
I need to
it's been
take a
5
piss.
days. It's been 5 days. Kanye is on a mission. Holy shit. I don't even know how to unpack that one.
I mean, well, here's the thing. So these are the kind of things that sort of gives that little window to conspiracy theorists to poke holes into, right? Where I didn't assume this, but it says that the person that founded Planned Parenthood did believe in eugenics and the racist and albeit idea of selective breeding, which is what Hitler believed in. And yes, the organization denounces that. But but what Kanye is saying is that where is it? Yeah, was founded to control the Jewish population, and it wasn't founded as a way to help people with abortion and stuff like that. So,
well, is he talking about the Jewish population or the black population? Because before he said that the black population was the Jewish population.
So that's where he's a dumbass. Right? A lot of people have said this about him and Kyrie, is that they may bring up interesting ideas. They're just the wrong people to actually talk about it because they're not smart. If a smart person were to talk about it, they would have enough knowledge and enough intellect to articulate their arguments in a more cohesive manner rather than just grasping at straws as these guys are doing.
Yeah, it seems like Kanye hears some sort of story and then goes out there and starts talking about it like he assumes he's an expert on it. But at the same time, he just talks fucking gibberish. Where like there's a kernel of truth where yes, Kanye supporters can go in there and be like, actually what he really meant. It's like, if you really meant that, then why the fuck didn't you say that?
It's the DEFCON 3 comments.
Exactly.
Where I just read out to you what the comment said, and you're like, wait, but why? That doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, yeah, that's true actually. So they're just making up any kind of reasoning just to support him.
Yeah. So on October 12th, the next day again.
Oh my God, dude, what the fuck? What's going on here, Kanye?
Show,
is this
the talk show, The Shop, says it would not air an interview with Best because he used the platform to reiterate more hate speech and extremely dangerous stereotypes. So,
and The Shop is LeBron James's show.
Oh, there you go. I didn't even know. I just thought it was The Talk or like another one of those.
No, it's LeBron James' sort of podcast, but like where he gets famous people to discuss things. And this was the one episode that didn't air because LeBron has been very politically divisive in his stances against a lot of things. So yeah, it's kind of cool that you didn't know that. I'm glad I could.
I know that he had a show, but I didn't know it was. Yeah. I just know it as something with something.
It's a short form of barbershop talk.
Yeah, I know it as the barbershop show with LeBron James. So
yeah, it's a show.
But yeah, it's interesting that like he was on that tirade. It's not like he had an episode for one interview. Multiple interviews. But yeah, so he was quiet for like 2-3 days. And on October 15th, what happened?
In a since deleted episode of Drink Champs, West falsely claims that George Floyd died because of fentanyl, and not because former officer Derek Chauvin knelt on his neck for 9 minutes. Floyd's family subsequently says it plans to sue West for the. Oh, come on, man! Now it's getting gross. Like it was funny and kind of comical, and we could like joke about it. Now it's just getting into like just yeah. This is the part that makes me like kind of like filled with like disgust for people like him. Where when they start going down this line.
Yeah, that this is a crazy one where after he knows how big George Floyd and all of that was, how much that matters, to come out and say something like this, pretty crazy.
And same with Kyrie Irving. Right before he did the anti-Semitic link, he got in hot water for he posted an Alex Jones link from like 20 years ago. It was like talking about something about the New World Order that Alex Jones was talking about from like the early 2000s. And Kyrie posted that while Alex Jones was on trial for the comments he made on Sandy Hook.
I don't want to get into Alex Jones, but just crazy. The guy is right now. He got sued for $1 billion. He owes the victims of Sandy Hook. Crazy.
I mean, dude. Yeah. Let's not get into that.
But yeah, 2 days later,
October 17th, conservative social media platform Parler announces West is buying it, and West says, in a world where conservative opinions are considered to be controversial, we have to make sure we have the right to freely express ourselves. So now it's about freedom of speech all of a sudden.
So this is actually one of the big reasons why Elon Musk bought Twitter, was exactly this, because of Trump but making his own social media and Kanye West now doing this. His whole idea was we can't have echo chambers of just the same idea where everybody goes and everybody has the same idea and they just like spew each other on. They like all they're doing is saying the same things and supporting each other where there's no counter argument ever being made. So his idea is that Twitter should be the one town hall where all of these groups can go and bring out and speak about their own idea. And there could be an open discussion. And I think, honestly, like Kanye buying Parler had to have something to do with it to an extent, where like it came almost out of nowhere, where it was going back and forth with Elon buying Twitter. And at some point, they were, for the longest time, they said it's over and it's not happening. And then suddenly it's like, oh, it's done. He's got it now. Now he's doing whatever he's doing. So, yeah, the way he's been talking about it, I really think that this had to have something to do with it on October 17th. Same day, though.
It's crazy. Oh my God.
In an interview with Chris Cuomo, West talks about the Jewish underground media mafia and says his DEFCON 3 remarks refer to when black musicians signed to Jewish record labels and those Jewish record labels take ownership, a form of modern day slavery. The ADL says his remarks use age-old anti-Semitic myths about Jewish greed and power and control of the entertainment industry. He's basically doubling down on. It's the thing is when he talks about it, you have to like go through it like again and again. Okay, Jewish underground media mafia. Okay, what? DEFCON 3 refers to black musicians signed to Jewish record labels, and these Jewish record labels take ownership. What? Okay, that's modern day slavery.
You don't get paid in slavery, Kanye. Even I know that.
But also, like, I feel like, especially right now, it's been proven enough that artists don't need to be with big record labels. If you look at Chance the Rapper and other artists who've done independent work and created their own thing, where also you have enough artists running record labels in terms of Aftermath Records, Death Row Records, now run by Snoop, You've always had Jeff Def Jam supposedly be a pretty good record label in terms of the management. Which record labels is he really talking about? Like, I don't know. It's such a what the fuck is he like? It's so like he's trying to make sense of what the hell he wrote, but he has no idea where he's going.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a lot of the times what happens with these people is that because they're so like a lot, okay, so it's like a double-edged sword where their arrogance and confidence and belief in themselves is what leads them to their success. But then when they get into these kind of moments where they're actually, because here's the thing, man, most people, they can be really good at one thing and then be really dumb at other things, right? It's very normal for all of us, right? It's a very normal thing where you could be very, very smart in one thing and then one thing you just have no knowledge about. But if you approach it from a standpoint of actually having knowledge on it, and when someone questions you on it who has actual knowledge on it and is learned on that aspect, you will look like an idiot. But the problem with them is
Sure.
that they don't like looking like idiots. They don't like being known as dumb. So that's why they double down, triple down, quadruple down every single time, where it's more so like they're convincing themselves where they can't face the truth of being wrong or like not being knowledgeable or just being dumb in a field where they've like, I'm gonna bring up a South Park reference where it's like when the Canadians go on strike and then they realize like it actually is of no use, but they can't look stupid now that they've got the whole country involved, so they're just like, just give us some consolation prize so that we can make it look like it was worth something. So in their case, when they make such a big thing about it and it turns into such a big thing, and then people are like, wait, but that actually doesn't make any sense, they start grasping at any kind of reasoning just to act like they've thought it through when they actually haven't thought anything through. The only reason they did these things was just to gain attention.
Yeah, I can see that. But all right.
All right,
October
can I take a piss
19th.
real quick since we're only at October 19th?
I mean, we're starting to get to to the good part, but
It'll be 30 seconds.
all right, I'm gonna count you down.
Was that? I
I
couldn't hear
will
that.
I will count you down.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, this is crazy. What are we watching here? Like a man's descent into madness? An artist trying to self-destruct? Is it a father in distress? A husband that is lost? I don't know. And whatever it is, it seems like it's definitely something that needs to be controlled in some sort of way. In terms of his influence, in terms of who he is, in terms of what he's saying, it is going to leave an impression on pop culture and the zeitgeist where people who don't know much about what is really being said will repeat what is being said and make it because it's funny, because it's a meme, because that's what's in. But inadvertently, it will inspire thoughts that weren't there before and thoughts that don't need to be there. And I think that's why it's important to talk about this when it comes to a person in the status and in the position that Kanye is in when it comes to saying things like this, because it does have a certain effect. It's not just something to shrug off because, oh, look, it's funny because someone is having a breakdown in public, someone is saying something crazy. No, it's because it's someone with a lot of influence and a lot of followers saying something very crazy that can have negative influences on a lot
Yo.
of people. And yeah, Shaps is back.
Wait, hang on. I couldn't hear you.
And I've just been monologuing, trying to keep the air alive.
Oh, really? Okay. Whoa. Now I can react, bro. Whew. I was holding on to that for so long.
All right.
Okay.
And then
October 17th.
19th.
October 18th. 19th, yeah. Should I go?
Go for it.
All right. October 19th. On Piers Morgan, Uncensored, after saying he did not regret his anti-Semitic remarks, West apologizes to the people that I hurt with the death comment and to the families of the people that had nothing to do with the trauma that I have been through. What? What was that last part?
The trauma of him losing the Adidas deal, basically, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, he's not... I'm gonna bring in another South Park reference. It's like, it's the episode about piracy, and the officers are going around telling them not a big deal, and it's like these these people with all this millions now have to only lead a life with they can't buy P Diddy can't buy an island anymore. He has to settle for like a small little thing, and it's like. Oh, he just went from a billionaire to a multimillionaire. So much trauma. Even though I fucked up, I brought up so many strong emotions from families that have been through actual trauma. But Adidas is not gonna take my shoes anymore. I only
Right.
have multi-million-dollars now. I only have 500 million now. Oh my god!
I
You
think
guys
it's
don't
about
know how much trauma I went through.
It's actually about 400 million that he's at. I think something was like there was a report recently saying, well, like
Okay, fine.
it's a lot
Now,
from
now,
going
now I
from
feel bad. Now I feel bad.
going from $1 billion to 400 million. It's a big loss, but yeah, boo hoo, boo fucking
Boo-hoo.
who.
Like,
Anyways,
I would actually feel bad for that because I do realize that losing any amount of money would be a hurt, like painful. But when you're talking about real trauma, you really don't want to like. Goes back to my point where he's just a moron. He just doesn't understand that kind of things. It doesn't compute in his head.
if
He was
he
just
really,
able to write good lyrics.
if he
That's it.
really cared about that money, he wouldn't have said the things he said and double, triple, quadruple down on it. Because
He cares, but he's a moron.
no way he cares. Why would the fuck would he go out and say the sort of shit? Because
He's a moron. He
in the-
doesn't. He didn't realize the repercussions of it.
In the same interview, West tells Piers Morgan that President Joe Biden is a fucking R-word arded for not taking advice from Elon
Regal.
Musk, and said he can use the term because he has mental health issues.
Come on. See, this is the problem now. I didn't know that this would happen, right? Like people, I told you guys that this is my first reaction to this. I was so goddamn fucking empathetic and sympathetic and compassionate towards his mental health problems. And the one thing I hate more than anything is people in influential situations or standings using fucking mental health as an excuse for their moronics. I don't want to use the word regal, the word that he used, because I understand that it's sensitive now. But I hate that shit so much.
Also, is he implying the thing that he's calling Joe Biden he is himself?
No, I think he's saying that he's putting it all under the same umbrella of like, unless he's being extra genius smart, where he's making social commentary on people saying, I can say the N word because I have a black friend. But I don't think he is that smart. I don't think he is smart at all. So I don't think he has any kind of layers or levels to anything he's saying.
He's saying
He's
he can use the R word because he has mental health issues. Isn't that the same way as saying he can say the N word because he's African American? In that sense, it would mean that he's implying that because he has mental health issues, he is the R word. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Like you said, it's kind of fucking stupid.
It's yeah. I hate that shit.
But then he was quiet for almost actually A little bit, just over a week.
October 27th. There we go.
But he came back with a fucking vengeance. Because CNN reports that West wanted to name his 2018 album after Adolf Hitler. And citing several anonymous sources who used to be close to West, says the rapper had an obsession with the Nazi leader. Now, as a half
I would like
German,
to ask you how you feel about it. Yeah, exactly.
as a half German, I'm gonna abstain from this. I'm gonna just say that we've been taught that this is very bad in Germany. This sort of shit is against the law, and we don't support it. And what the fuck does that mean about his anti-Semitism? How long has that shit been around? He's talking about it now publicly, but it sounds like it's been around for like at least 4 years. You probably thought about it the year before anyone publicly knew about it. You're talking 4 or 5 years of him having a problem with the Jewish population. I don't know. At that point, it's like,
Well, okay, so I have this question, right? People mention that it's his obsession with the Nazi leader, right? No one mentions that it's because I know a lot of people that are obsessed, not like I don't know personally, but like in terms of just like him being such a important figure in history, where people are I wouldn't say fascinated, but interested in understanding that kind of a human being, because that kind of human being has not existed like in human history, a lot of like, especially in modern history. So I know from a historical standpoint and from like a psychology standpoint, people are interested in understanding someone like that. So was he interested in that, or was he interested in him because of his anti-Semitic beliefs?
I will leave that one alone. There could be a lot of implications being made. I will not be the one to make them.
Okay.
We should just jump ahead a couple of days,
Let's do it.
because that's when West again suspended on Instagram after posting a screenshot of a text conversation in which he says, I got to get the Jewish people, sorry, I got to get the Jewish business people to make the contracts fair or I die trying. It's like,
Now, was that a subtle jab at 50 Cent?
what is he saying? Jewish people tried to kill 50 Cent? The 9
I have no
shots
idea, or
were
maybe he's
Jewish
saying
people?
maybe he's saying 50 Cent is like one of those Uncle Toms for Jewish people,
Oh, you think he's, oh, okay. Okay.
because he's so against the grain, right? It would only make sense for him to go against someone like 50 Cent.
Well, that's if we go, if that beef from back in the day when Kanye and 50 Cent dropped that album in the same year, and they all had the whole show off. Was that real? Maybe it is. I don't know. I just find it funny that he's going back to the whole, like, Jewish people run everything. Where, I don't know. Again, when it comes to the rap industry, I don't know. From what I know, it seems like it's not that many Jewish people running the really famous rap album, like record labels, unless there's somebody above them. But I don't know.
I'll say this: I have heard a lot of jokes about it. That's all. Like from like entertainers, like in Hollywood and stuff, like in stand-up comedy. A lot of people like they joke. It is like a pretty cliched, stereotypical joke that Jewish people run Hollywood and the entertainment industry. That's like, I don't know if it's true or not, but I have like heard that in a lot of people's humor.
I'm just going off of what
that.
he has been mentioning so far, and he specifically had been talking about the rap industry, where I feel like it's a bit more mixed. Where like there can be an argument made for maybe other places, but I think in terms of what he's bringing up, I don't know. I don't think he's made from what we've heard so far from Forbes, I don't think he's made a good enough argument where, like you said, maybe they're a little bit biased, but I don't know. Anyways, we get into November 2nd, where six people who previously worked with the well-tell NBC News, they're,
With the what?
no, sorry. Six people who previously worked with West tell NBC News the rapper has previously made several pro-Hitler and pro-Nazi
Okay, there we
remarks
go.
dating back to 2018, and that he made settlement payments for a former employee who accused him of being anti-Semitic. West denied the claims in an agreement. So basically, more pro-Nazi, pro-Hitler talk, where
All right.
it's something to be like, oh, he said something about the Jews, but it's going like this shit's been around for years, according to these people, and it's very
So why
much-
would he? Why would it all this start with him wearing White Lives Matter? Was he being sarcastic? Was he being ironic? Is he a secret genius?
he came they didn't put it in his article, but he came out explaining what he meant with the White Lives Matter, and it was something along the lines of I'm going to ruin it, but it was something about saying that the white people matter as well, where it was basically going back to the whole single white male being the most underprivileged person at this point in time, and a lot of mumbo jumbo and shit.
But then he
just-
goes on a tirade against white people. I mean,
That's the thing.
it is
It's,
specifically Jewish people, but he is mentioning white people in there.
it's a lot of him saying something crazy, then showing up 2 days later to try and make it better, and he just makes it worse. But yeah, the last
All right.
thing on the list on November 4th, West tweeted he is starting to think anti-Semitic means the N-word, which Twitter eventually removed.
Oh, okay. He said the N-word. Okay, I get it.
But they leave out, so since then a couple of things happened where he has lost basically a lot of money after the Adidas deal broke off. He's gone from $1 billion down to 400 million. He also walked into, I think, the Skechers office without an appointment, just saying he wants to make a deal, and didn't know that the head of Skechers is actually Jewish. And they're like, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck? We don't deal with crazy people. He came out saying that he's gonna abstain a vow of silence. And even the second he said it, my thought was like, he's gonna be the loudest silent person ever, telling everybody, I'm the most silent motherfucker of all time. Don't you see how silent I am, motherfucker? I'm silent. Well, ever since then, he's already been out saying all sorts of other shit since then, and apparently he's not very silent. He's supposed to show up at Rolling Out Loud, but I would never. No way is he going to show up. It's a festival in Miami or Florida or somewhere, and no fucking way is he going to show up over there. But yeah, so at this point, it's like, who knows what's going to happen next? I think this is only the beginning, but this is the one thing where he has done a lot of crazy things over the years, where he talked about slavery. He did his rants during concerts. He's done all sorts of crazy shit, but I think this time he finally did something and mentioned things that are very hard to walk back from. And I think this is definitely the end of the Kanye as we know it. And he might come back, but he will never be the same, I think, after whatever the fuck just went down.
Yeah, I just scrolled down on that article, and the next paragraph is about Kanye's mental health, and I'll just read the first line, and it says West has been open about his diagnosis with bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's been a
And-
thing while he was with Kim
Oh.
Kardashian.
I didn't
Afterwards,
know that.
when he had his rant about slavery, he was talking about that they had him on medication, and
Yeah.
because of the medication, he gained some weight, and the Kardashians made him feel bad about it, and he had to get liposuction about it because of it.
What?
And it like really fucked with him. And because of that, he doesn't want to take medication because he feels like they were medicating him. And it's a whole thing that's tied into him losing Kim and access to his children and the whole Pete Davidson thing coming in. And yeah, I think it's all tangled up into all of that. Where that's what I was saying. He has come out and said that he has an issue. And he's come out and said that he doesn't want to take medication. But I think at the same time, if you see what he's saying now in public, it also sounds like if it's not medication, he needs some sort of help, or at least some support system that's not just enablers, people who like just make sure he's okay. In the end, that's all we want, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Now I feel kind of. It's such a complicated story where I wasn't, I wasn't ready for so much. It went in so many different directions. Where I feel like it's like the end of Requiem for a Dream, where I'm just like trying to like, I feel like empty inside, and I don't know how to feel. And yeah, man. I hope. I mean, look, man. He if he has mental health issues, then he really shouldn't be, first of all, saying the R word and exploiting his own mental health illness. That's first of all. Second of all, I hope he gets help for it. I mean, if he doesn't want to take medication, that's not my my right to give an opinion on for his personal decision. But I just hope he gets some help on it, man. Because like I said, it sounds like he's having an episode, and it can just get worse and worse when it comes to these people, and he has all the resources at his fingertips to get the help. A lot of people don't have that privilege, man. You should look at, he says he looks at his mental health as a superpower, which is good, and you want to look at it however you want to. That's your thing, but it's also a superpower to have the resources to get that help. A lot of people I know that have dealt with these kind of things, they don't have, or they just don't have that kind of freedom in their lives to get that help, to go to a therapist weekly and just talk about their problems, and for someone to be there to, for a professional to be there to reel them in when they're having their episodes, if they don't want to take medication. I'm sure, or I hope there are other ways for him to deal with this, but he doesn't realize that while he's not dealing with his own thing, he's actually causing harm to millions of people and bringing up trauma that like real trauma they've dealt with in their lives, and they don't have millions of dollars and they don't have millions of followers to like give them that kind of idolatry satisfaction. So yeah, man, just look into it, get the help you need, and I hope you stop making these insane comments, because I'm calling the comments insane. I'm not saying he's insane. I'm just saying there's a lot of shit from his past that makes me realize that he's just not that smart or intelligent. He's just very talented, and he may have mental health illness, and all those things combined with his influence cannot be a good mixture.
Yeah, I would say this is not the last we've heard of this. I think we will be back here for a part two. Give
Yeah.
it give it one more month and we'll see what happens,
Let's
because
see.
it does not sound like he's done.
Yeah. And
But
and just to piggyback quickly on that, where even with Kyrie Irving, I think Kanye publicly said that Kyrie is a real one, and so he showed his support to Kyrie. And even with Kyrie, with all the controversies he's known to have gotten in his NBA career, everyone has said that this is the first time where he cannot backpedal this, especially because he refused to apologize for it in the beginning. Twice he was questioned on it in press conferences, and he refused to apologize for it. The maximum he went to was saying, I take responsibility for saying those things. And then once the commissioner of the NBA, who is Jewish, suspended him for 5 days, and then Phil Knight canceled his Kyrie, the new line of Kyrie's, he came out on Instagram and apologized for it.
yeah, I think everybody who tuned in Let us know in the comments what else we forgot in terms of what else has happened in the last month, because I'm sure there's a lot of things that were not on this list because there's just so much happening every day, every few hours with this man. So let us know what we missed, what else we need to mention, and then next time we come back here and go over the next saga, the next chapter in this moment in Kanye's life, in his career. We will make sure to cover that as well. But in the
Yes.
meantime, Shabs, why don't you take us out of here?
Thanks for tuning in, guys, for this special, weird kind of bonus podcast. It was a lot of fun doing this, and I mean, it was kind of an emotional roller coaster, but it was very interesting and a lot of fun. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Please catch us on YouTube, The Red Show. Check us out on Spotify. We've got some videos up there as well. We've done a bunch of reviews there. Apple Podcasts. Like, subscribe. Please leave us comments. Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating, 5-star rating, and all the other podcasts. Check out our link tree and check out everything else. TikTok, check us out there. We've got shorts there and other clips there. And hope you guys tune in for more. Let us know if you've got any feedback, and we hope you keep tuning in. Take care, guys. Peace.
Peace, everybody. Until next time.
Until next time.